Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing a market analysis for Stellar XLM and going over some very key levels of support and resistance that you absolutely need to be paying attention to. So if you're new to the channel and you want to show some support, please leave a like and subscribe. So there's this very important support and resistance zone around 11.5 to 12.5 cents. And if we go back to August of 2020, we can see this was strong resistance, right? We had strong resistance in August of 2020. We rejected off this level, came down and consolidated in the following few months. And then when we broke above it, we came back down, we retested it, and we flipped it into support in December. So it was a very defined level, and it kind of established this zone here, flipping from a bearish resistance test into a bullish support test. And that led us to new all-time highs. And basically what we have right now, if I zoom in, we can see that we are consolidating below this level. And this is not a great sign. Ideally, what we want to see for Stellar is holding these lows. Really, we don't want to see a retest of these and then start reclaiming this level, trending back up, and maybe taking out this moving average here. So this is ideally an illustration of what we want to see. It doesn't matter the pace at which we do it, but the end goal here is to reclaim this level and flip it into support. Because if we're doing something like this, not only would we be reclaiming some of these moving averages, but we would also be reclaiming a very important level. And when we have a failed breakdown, similar to this, right, where we have basically a structure consolidating below it, but then we reclaim it, that's a very bullish sign. It's basically showing us that the bears were unable to advance, they were unable to flip this into resistance, and we were able to reclaim it. But that's a big if, right? If we're not able to do that, maybe we come up and then we reject off this moving average. Either way, we don't want to see this level lost. And if we do, my expectation is most likely we will be revisiting this level at around 9 cents. And if I zoom out here, we can have a very good look at 2019 and 2020 and how this was a very important level, right? We had several rejections off of this level in 2019 and 2020. Basically, it held resistance 5 occasions. So we had this first rejection in September, the next one in November, and then this next rejection in February of the next year. And then just time after time, we had consistent rejections on this level, and eventually when we did break above it, that led us to this massive rally here, taking us up around 150% over the following 4 or 5 days. So if we do come back down to this level and start rejecting off this, my expectation is that this level at 9 cents will hold as support. And I think we would see a pretty strong bounce off this level. And maybe then, if we are starting to do that, we could see a different trend here where that's kind of leading us above this moving average and maybe this downward sloping resistance. And if we're starting to see something like that, and again, just an illustration is we retest this level, hold it as support, and then bounce sharply off that. If we start doing that, I would expect a retest of this downward sloping resistance where all these lower highs are forming off of it. So we saw this very key lower high in April at around 24 cents, another lower high in November of last year at around 42 cents, and basically just forming these lower highs. What we want to see is that longer term downtrend structure break, right? We want to see putting in a different structure, kind of breaking this downward sloping resistance and really reclaiming some of these support levels. So that's the end of my Stellar analysis and potentially what I would like to see for me to start flipping back to a little bit more bullish and positive. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and as always, I will see you in the next one.